All right, so we get hundreds of real estate questions from clients and subscribers all the time. And today we are letting fate decide. We are going to pull some of your questions out of this bowl and answer them on the spot. No scripts, just honest answers. Are you ready for this?
I am ready for this. Let's do this.
Let's go. Welcome back. Or if you're new to this channel and you want to learn everything from A to Z about living in Tucson, AZ, then make sure you click subscribe and tap that bell for notifications so we can keep you updated on the current market in Tucson, Arizona. Hi, I'm Jennifer Smith and this is my husband,
Dustin Smith.
And we've helped hundreds of people just like you move to
and from
Tucson, Arizona. So whether you're moving in 12 days, 12 weeks, 12 months, we've got you covered. Give us a call, shoot us a text or an email so we can help you make that smooth move to Tucson. All right, so as I mentioned, today we are answering your questions from this bowl. We are going to draw them for each other. Now, these aren't gonna be like your typical real estate questions you would expect, like how much do I need for a down payment? You know, how do I use a VA loan? How long is it gonna take to sell my house? Any of that, like this is gonna be a little bit different.
Absolutely. So these questions are kind of meant to bring out responses that give you some insight into our perspective of living in Tucson, Arizona, because we've been here our entire lives. Yeah. And there's just some questions that people ask us that we've heard a few times, or things that are fun to talk about too. So this video is meant to be a little bit more fun and hopefully give you some insight and maybe steer you in the right direction if you're on your way.
Absolutely. Insight from two native Tucsonans right here.
You ready to get started?
I'm ready, I think.
Paper, rock, scissors to kick it off.
All right, let's go. All right, looks like I'm going first. So he's gonna draw questions for me. Now we do have these fun little Uno reverse cards. So if one of us gets a question, that we don't want to answer, or maybe we think the other person would be better suited to answer, we might just pull that out. Let's see how today goes.
Try not to use it on the first question.
Yeah.
All right, first question.
Gosh.
Worst neighborhood. Oh, that's a trap right there. Reverse card already?
I'm already pulling the reverse card. So, I don't think we can answer that to start with.
When we decided to put this on the list, like this is actually a question that people ask us, and it's not really fair, and there are rules against saying like, hey, this is a bad neighborhood, this is the worst neighborhood. If you say something like that about an area, you can disparage it, and it can make it hard for that neighborhood to, recover long term, because more and more people say that in the long run. So I would say in general though, like Tucson is a mixed bowl. You have all these different areas around Tucson that have been being built up over the last 100 years. And then all these pockets in between them that are filling in. So when you're doing your research, there's some great tools that you can use that, we as realtors can't like steer you on, but you can, you can go check out crime statistics. You can use Google Maps and kind of look at different neighborhoods and what's around the neighborhood. Zoom in, zoom out, look at the big picture, check out like nearby shopping centers, look at as much as you can that's relevant to what your daily life would be in that neighborhood. Yeah,
I would say that's probably the best thing to do, because really like there could be somebody that really loves like that downtown feel, and there could be somebody else that doesn't. They're like, oh, that's the worst place to live. So it really depends on preferences for a lot of this. All right, are you ready?
Yeah, you burned your Uno reverse card, so.
Ooh. Craziest real estate story.
All right.
I feel like this one was meant for me.
This is kind of a fun one. Yeah, you do have a couple of good ones, but we'll give you a chance on that, or maybe you can even squeeze it in afterwards if there's one you can't let go of. For me, it was actually. Well, we still do some Zillow stuff, but we used to do a lot more on like Zillow. So. With Zillow, a lot of times when you're meeting up with a client, you're meeting them at the home that they want to see for the first time ever, out in the driveway. Sometimes you meet them at the office, but a lot of times they're just trying to go see a house, and hopefully they want to work with you later on. So meeting up with these clients for the first time ever at a house, and I do the responsible thing. I show up, 10 minutes early to go turn on lights. I, called the listing agent ahead of time, talked to them, confirmed it was good for showing. They said it was, occupied by caretaker. That's fine. So I knock on the door first just in case. And I still do this on vacant homes. People get surprised all the time, but even when I know a home is vacant, my worry is that maybe there will be somebody there and I don't want to surprise them.
Yeah.
So I knock on, I announce myself, nobody's there. I start walking around the kitchen, I look at all the different views, start flipping on lights, go down the hallway. First bedroom I walk into, there is a dude just laying across the bed, completely passed out.
I remember this.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like this guy hasn't heard me like announce myself. I've not been quiet.
Knocking.
I've probably
hello?
been singing as I'm walking through this house by myself. So I just my heart starts racing. I back out the door, very slowly. I lock everything up, and these clients that I'm meeting for the first time pull up in the driveway, and I'm like, hey guys, we got to do something else. I'm calling the listing agent to see what's going on right now, but. Yeah, evidently the listing agent had been told that no one was going to be in the home that day, and they were wrong. It was a kind of a disappointing thing for everybody, but those clients actually ended up being our friends. We love them, Jonathan and Laura. If you guys ever watch this video, I'm talking about you.
Yep. All right. Oh, let's see. Is it my turn?
I'm picking for you, yeah. All right. Favorite suburb?
Ooh, gosh.
I know you got worst neighborhood and favorite suburb.
I know, this is tough.
I think you can answer this one though, because this is just like preference, not even where we're at or where we are going to end up, but kind of where we would, like our next house to be. Or maybe.
So I'm gonna say between two suburbs. I know it says favorite suburb, but honestly, I've always kind of been torn between these two. We grew up in Vail, so I love Vail. It's definitely growing quite a bit, so there's some growing pains there, which is why I would probably throw Tinka Verde into the mix as my other favorite suburb, because that is more well-established. Everything's been there for a while. You can get, a lot of property, and it's just beautiful. Both properties both suburbs, you have amazing views of the Rincon Mountains, lots of outdoor activities. If you want that space between your neighbors, or you want more of like that tract home feel, those both offer that. So I would say that those are my two favorite.
I am completely eye to eye with Jennifer on there. Vail normally still draws me in because we have friends and family out there, and there's like a lot of nostalgia from that being the suburb that we grew up in. But yeah, Tinka Verde, I mean, it's not too far away from Vail. It's not too far away from Tucson, and there's so much beauty there.
And there's a lot of greenery. Like, a lot of people think that Tucson is just, desert, brown, boring, and I would say it's anything but that. If you haven't been to Tucson, you definitely want to check it out, especially during the springtime when we get these beautiful wildflowers throughout a lot of different areas. It really just brings that pop of color. You have the prickly pear cactuses that get flowers. You have the saguaros that bloom that a lot of people don't know about. So, I mean, that, and then like Tinka Verde has, a lot of areas where it gets some good water flow when we do get rain or snow melt from the mountains. So a lot of greenery, a lot of big trees in that area. All right, next one. Ooh, number one must visit, summer and winter.
I think this question was meant for me. All right, so I do actually love this one because there are different activities that you'll want to be participating in throughout the year, or different things that you can enjoy throughout the year. All right. I'd say number one must visit, and this could be for summer or winter, is going to be the Sabino Canyon Recreation Area.
That's a good one.
I think, I'm more focused on this one because of its accessibility. There are trails in there that are really, really challenging, but they also have like paved trails to make it easy to, go walk where you're not going to like trip over stuff. They have a tram too that can drive you miles up into the mountains up there. And if you're not familiar with what makes this place so special, I mean, it is some of like Tucson's most beautiful landscapes, right? So you have these huge rocky mountains right there. You have saguaro-studded landscapes. And like my favorite, it doesn't take a lot of rainfall to make like the creeks flow through there.
Yeah.
So if you go at the right time of year, you have water flow, areas where you can actually go swimming. They even have areas where it's like sandy, like a beach that you can go into.
Yes.
And there's so many areas where it pools up. If you're hiking along that like 3-4 mile main trail up there where the creek crosses multiple paths, people will be swimming along the entire way.
Oh yes,
and
we do.
Yeah, absolutely. And the tram I think is like, I think like $10 or $12 per person. Or
Yeah,
something.
it's very reasonable.
Yeah, so like if you want to, take that up and just hike one direction, like mostly downhill, gives you a great opportunity to bring more stuff with you. And there's multiple stops to where you can just change your mind and hop back on that tram and get back to like the parking lot area.
You can have a cute little picnic there. We've definitely brought some sandwiches and chips and whatnot and just kind of had lunch there and did some swimming, and it was a lot of fun. We go there pretty much multiple times every year.
And it's national forest because of like the way they have the recreation center up. They do want you to have a park pass, so you can get that for the day or for the year. I normally just get the annual pass because there's a lot of national parks in Arizona, as well as just like the entire like West Coast. So
is that your number one for summer and winter? That's
my number one for summer and winter. Go visit Sabino Canyon Recreation Area.
All right, for winter, if I can interject, I say go visit Mount Lemmon. That's like number one must visit. We do actually get some snow. Well, we're not out here packing snow shovels to try to shovel out our driveway. If we get any in the Tucson area, we'll maybe get like an inch or two, and it'll be gone within an hour or two. So that's pretty much it. But Mount Lemmon gets a good amount of snow. They have the ski lift up there. If we get enough snow, they open that. You can go skiing, snowboarding. But we love going up there to sled. So we can take our Costco sleds that we got, take the kids up there and go sledding, which is a ton of fun. Yeah,
and if you're not familiar too, like Tucson being surrounded by these tall mountains around us that reach like nearly 10,000 feet, we call them the Sky Islands.
Yeah.
So they're different worlds as you start climbing the mountains. Within an hour, you'll be up into some very, very thick pine trees, and the weather will drop 30 degrees. It's incredible.
That's another one that's actually good for summer or winter, because if you go up there during summertime, it drops 20 to 30 degrees by the time you get to the top. So on our days where it's, 110 degrees there, it's going to be, maybe like 80 or 90 degrees up there, which is a lot more tolerable if you are sick of the heat.
Yeah, go swimming or go up the mountain.
Definitely. All right, my turn?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, what do we got?
All right.
Ooh,
I like this one.
I like that one too.
Favorite season?
Favorite season in Tucson? I would have to say springtime, right before it starts getting too hot. And while we don't get cold, like I said, we're not packing snow shovels here. It does still get cold, and I have a harder time warming up. So I feel like for me, like just that springtime where it's like, you maybe layer a little bit, have like a light jacket on in the morning and can take it off by the afternoon. You'll see people, you'll see this even in the winter, you'll see people walking around in shorts and tank tops or, short sleeve shirts. But I would say, between those wildflowers that I was talking about that we get during the springtime, and just the beautiful weather here, that would be my favorite.
I can't help it. I want to jump in on this one too. I think we have good weather year round, depending on the things that you enjoy. And everybody kind of despises the Arizona summers, and there's a good reason for that. It's uncomfortable.
It is.
We're sitting out here in the shade right now, and
I'm still sweating.
It's hot. But I think when I try to look at the big picture of things, although it's uncomfortable, my favorite season is summer. And it's because those summer monsoons they're gorgeous. The rain dumps down. It brings the desert to life. You have these waterways in the mountains where, you can get in there and go swimming, go on a hike and cool down at a body of water.
The lightning storms.
I was going to say that, even if you don't like hiking, the lightning storms are just incredible. Like if you get a good mountain view, just sit out there and watch the lightning, and people will tell you that Tucson may have some of the world's best lightning storms. And I mean, with the mountain backdrop behind it too, I think that really adds to the effect, along with the sunsets. Those sunsets are pretty intense in the summertime after a good storm.
They really are. We actually, one of our photographers we use a lot for our listing photos, she is amazing. Maybe I'll see if I can get a picture from her and pop it in. She actually goes around and gets these beautiful lightning storms, captures them in her photos. Some great desert scenery and sunsets as well, but her lightning photos are amazing.
So yeah, I'm always excited when summer's coming around. And yeah, sure, like during the day, if I'm not out doing one of like some of those activities, I'm trying to find places with shade and places with air conditioning.
Most definitely. All right, Dustin's turn. Ooh, this is such a fun one. This one is 3 words people mispronounce. 3 things in Tucson that people mispronounce all the time. You gonna use that Uno reverse card?
No, I'm going for this one. I think we should do this one together. Okay. I'm gonna start off with Sarita.
Oh my gosh, stop. Sahuarita.
Sarita. I'm just kidding about that. People do say it kind of differently. Like even the word Tucson itself, I think came from the word Tucson and just like turned into Tucson eventually, just over the course of decades and decades and decades. So there's a lot of stuff around Tucson you'll hear people say a little bit differently. I don't think necessarily all of them are wrong, but some of them will make you laugh if you're a Tucson native because they are further off than what people that have lived here any amount of time will actually be saying. So.
And I'd say we've done a lot of Sarita videos, and that's like the #1 comment. People like to tell us that we are mispronouncing it, but you'll have to correct over half of Tucson because anytime I run it, I actually was just at a meeting 2 days ago and 2 people were talking about it, and one of them is even a sales rep in the area for one of the local builders and said Sarita. So, I mean, potato.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you turn on the radio, if you hear them mention anything out there, they're saying Sarita. So I've always said that. I mean, a lot of, growing up out in the Vail area, we had a lot of kids from Sarita, come into the Vail School District. It's just, I mean, that's the way people have said it for a long time. All right. And
next word.
I'm going to go with saguaro.
Oh, yeah. We've heard a bunch of different variations.
If I was reading this off of paper for the first time ever, I wouldn't get it. Saguaro.
We hear saguaro
all the time.
Sagaro. I think those are usually like how, but it is saguaro.
Yeah. La Cañada is a major street. People call it La Canada. I get that one too.
Javelina. It's javelina. That's the big like pig looking things that we get here. They can be kind of cute like little babies, but just stay away from them. They like trash and they like to eat your flowers.
There's a bunch of them. We actually talked about making a video just on mispronunciations, but we're like it's kind of far off and like it doesn't really fit into the things that we normally talk to you guys about on its own.
Tanca Verde. Yeah. That's another suburb. Tanca Verde. We hear Tonk Verde or Tonk Verde. But definitely quite a few. Ocotillo.
Yeah. We put together a big list one day just because we thought it was kind of funny, but we decided to skip on that video for now.
All right, my turn.
Oh, yes. I'm finding you a good one right now.
Oh, gosh. I've already used my card, too, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. That's a thinker right there. Hopefully you looked at this one ahead of time.
Hardest part of real estate. From day to day, my answer might change a little bit. I would say the hardest part is either dealing with a difficult buyer, seller, or real estate agent in the transaction. If there's somebody that's just really not on the same page, that we're all working together for a common goal to get somebody a house, it can make things a lot more difficult. So, if the seller's being stubborn over $2,000 and our buyers just don't have any extra money and a whole deal falls apart over that, it can be really tough. I mean, we try to chip in and help out wherever we can to get these deals through, but I'd say sometimes those negotiations, just working with people who don't want to, and we have one actually right now that's a little bit tough. that the seller just did not want to budge on the price. And we're like, okay, well, we'll go ahead and move forward. And now we got through inspections and it's like, oh, there's quite a few things that came up and they're still not really willing to work with us on these repairs that need to be done. So we run into stuff like that all the time. And it's hard because we have clients that are moving here and they're ready to move into their new house. And we might be back starting from square one sometimes. I'd say that's the hardest part because at the end of the day, I just want to be able to hand people their keys and help them get into their new home so they can start making new memories.
A lot of moving parts there and anybody can throw a wrench in the machine. She's fantastic about dealing with it. Very cool-headed.
Most days.
and very straightforward with people too. Like she's always an advocate for our clients and
Bulldog.
I mean, behind the scenes, she's putting the work in and just maintaining the relationship. Your goal is to get a house. Her goal is to make sure you get that house.
Definitely.
All right.
All right. New one for you. All right. Oh, I feel like this is my question, but you can have it. 3 strange things you've seen at a house.
That is definitely for her.
Oh my gosh. I have a list. I could probably write a book between the strange stories and the strange things I've seen. So the first one I will bring up, I actually just had this pop up on my social media. I had posted about it, but I was showing a house to a good friend and client looking for something new to move their family into. And we go into this, it's like an attached casita area. So you do actually have to leave the main part of the house and go around and go into the casita. And in the casita, in the closet area, we noticed that, part of the carpet had been cut into like a rectangular shape. And then I noticed that it looks like it opens. So I opened it up and it just like led down into this area that was maybe like 8 feet down. Maybe it was less than that, but there was just a camping chair sitting at the bottom and the whole space overall was maybe like 5 feet by 5 feet. And it was really weird. Now this house, the main house did have a basement. So maybe at one point there was like a door right there. I don't know. I'm not going to. It was just odd.
It's a weird place for a timeout.
Oh my gosh.
Two more. What do you got?
Okay. We showed a house actually to that same client. So it was actually funny because we just kept finding these like strange things where there was a double fireplace. So it went through. So in the living room, you're sitting there and you're looking through, and on the other side of it is the master bedroom, the primary bedroom, and the bed is sitting right there. So if you're, in the bedroom, you have guests over, you could just see right through.
This had furniture too, right? So if you're sitting on the couch, you're looking through the fireplace.
Straight at the bed.
It's
just odd.
Yeah.
My other one is kind of fun. We'll lighten it up a little bit. It was somebody had turned their swimming pool into a giant koi pond. So there was just like tons and tons of koi.
Gorgeous.
And it was actually really pretty. I don't know that most people would do that with their swimming pool. They still had like the railing to get in and the steps and everything else, but the koi seemed to love it, and it was a sight to see, that's for sure.
All right, I drew that Uno reverse card. So,
oh, yes. Oh, I got to answer 2 back to back then.
Yeah, this is fun.
Woo. What is it?
I wonder did we match that up on the first one?
What?
I did the Uno reverse
card.
Maybe. we got you.
Then let's keep it going. You answer this one.
Yeah, no. Favorite part of Tucson culture?
Oh, favorite part of Tucson culture. I would say just the variety of food options. I mean, Tucson is definitely known for its Mexican food, and depending on what kind, overall, I think we're a lot different, I've heard, than like what the Mexican food is like in California and in Texas.
Or even anywhere in Mexico.
Yeah, and there's just so many restaurants that offer like some of our favorite, like Rollies, Amelia's, what's the one on 22nd that I really like that takes a while to get into sometimes? What is it called? Oh my gosh.
We'll get back to you guys on that.
We'll get back to you, but there's so many. Our favorite used to be Casa Molina as Speedway in Wilmot, and unfortunately they had a kitchen fire and they never opened it back up. Everyone knew where that place was because there was this giant fake bull right in front of the restaurant.
Yeah, it happened during COVID too, so of course, like, they were going to be slow about trying to rebuild it with all the uncertainty.
We loved it so much though. We used to go there every Friday, and we would get a chimichanga that was like this big. We could share it, and a cheese crisp that you could get, plain or with green chilies. Oh, it was so good, and it was such a reasonable price. So we're still hunting for our next new favorite chimichanga. If you guys have any recommendations, you've been to Tucson, you've visited, or you have your favorites, drop them in the comments below. We always love to get other places to try that maybe we haven't even tried yet.
Absolutely. I'll throw in on the Tucson culture too. There's a lot of good things. People will argue about this. U of A is a huge presence in the Tucson area, which definitely impacts our culture. So whether that's, the sports teams, the astronomy out here, there's just, huge impact on that. And then of course, us being a town that's great for retirement, we have a lot of snowbirding out here too. And a big part of that is how much time you can just spend outdoors during the non-summer months. So hiking and everything too. So I think there's a lot to love about Tucson culture.
Definitely. All right, we'll do a few more here. All right, favorite neighborhood.
Different than favorite suburb right here. So getting a little more honed in.
And I think we're gonna have completely different answers on this one.
Because when it comes to me, like my perfect home isn't necessarily in a neighborhood. I want to be in the middle of nowhere with a bunch of nothing surrounding me. I saw this movie, The Ranch, or the show The Ranch on Netflix, and they're sitting in their backyard. They've got cattle. They're able to do target practice in the backyard. I'm like, that looks pretty nice. That's my dream. But I guess that's not a favorite neighborhood. So that's a good thing that this is for you.
Is it for me?
No, it's not.
You already used your Uno reverse card. All right. I have a couple different ones. You know what I was thinking about though? What I was gonna say is actually different than what I'm gonna say right now. So that's why this is kind of fun on the spot. I was thinking about it. Winter Haven. I would actually probably live in there too because I love decorating for Christmas. But Winter Haven is a neighborhood that's more like central Tucson. And every year for a little over a month, around the Christmas time, everybody in there just goes all out decorating, and they have these huge like pine trees, and I forget what the other trees are, but just huge trees, and they have lights strung like all across the street. Everybody has like different decorations in their yard. Sometimes like somebody will put together an amazing like light show in their front yard. They used to do horse-drawn carriages through there. I'm not sure. I think this year they're not really doing anything. I think it'll just be foot traffic through there.
Oh, no.
I know. Sometimes people just got to do something and ruin it for everybody. But we love walking through there. Our kind of newest tradition is on Christmas Day to actually go walk through, take the family and look at the lights, and it's really fun.
Do some hot cocoa. This isn't like normally like the busiest area of town, but all the local businesses, like they rope off their parking lots and charge for parking.
Yeah.
You walk in, and that's just kind of the way it is. It's such a popular Tucson attraction for Christmas.
Definitely.
All right, pull one for Jennifer now. All right, what does Phoenix have over Tucson? So we kind of did like a best of, worst of when we were trying to think of this to keep things kind of balanced between positive and negative.
Yeah.
There's some people that are looking to move to Arizona that are like, I am kind of torn between moving up to Phoenix or Tucson. So so we kind of pulled this and like, why would you want to go to Phoenix instead of Tucson?
I would say, it's definitely hotter, so they definitely don't have the weather over us. They're usually anywhere from like 5 to 10 degrees, depending on where you're at in Phoenix, hotter than us here. But overall, I would say because it's such a bigger city than Tucson, they just have so much more to do overall. We find ourselves going up there a lot. Technically, I was born on an Air Force base up in Phoenix, but we moved here shortly after I was a baby, so I've been here my whole life. But we still have a lot of family in the area, and friends, so we find ourselves going up there quite a bit. Any of like the big concerts, a lot of the times, like depending on what you like to listen to, no matter what, most of the big concerts are gonna be up in Phoenix, so we find ourselves going up there if we really want to go to a concert. They have an aquarium up there. We don't have anything like that here in Tucson.
The major sports teams are up there.
Yeah, so I mean, overall, there's just more up in Phoenix, but it's definitely a busier area. I'd say like, you know, more of just that overall like concrete and freeway systems going everywhere. It's just a lot. So if you're coming from a big city and you're looking for something that's not a big city, a lot of people will choose Tucson. If you're used to that big city feel and you come to Tucson, it might feel a little too slow and small for you. And so we find people choosing Phoenix because of that sometimes.
Anytime there's a big concert, I'd rather drive up to Phoenix and live up in Phoenix. That's my position. I love having Phoenix, you know, close by to go access all those things. They've got a lot of really fun and a lot of beauty up there too. But I love Tucson. I love these mountains around here. I love the University of Arizona. I mean, this is home. It feels like home.
And
Bear down.
I'd say the other thing is employment up there. So the other thing, like even if people like the Tucson feel better, sometimes they may find themselves getting drawn more towards the Phoenix area just because there's more employment opportunities. But Tucson's definitely been expanding in that over the last several years. So maybe you'll have better luck. There's a lot of people working from home or retiring from, here from other states. So work may not, be an issue for you. And that's where we see a lot more people coming here. Or, if you can work remotely, Tucson's, I think, a prettier place to do it from.
Yeah, you nailed that.
All right, let's see. Your turn. All right, ooh, this is a good one. One thing the city can improve on. There's probably a few, but
the roads is the famous one,
yes,
right? So
I agree.
It seems just in general that working on the roads is very slow, and it's slow to get through permitting, slow when they start construction, and there's some roads that like you're wondering like, hey, they just finished that. Why are they tearing that up when this road over here
hasn't been done in 10 years?
I mean, it's kind of looking third world over here. I mean, you're shaking driving down the road, and we try to get neighborhood footage for you guys sometimes too, and like we'll be going down the road, we're like, we can't even use the footage that we're getting because the truck's bouncing too much. There's
people that joke around about being able to swim in the potholes. They're so big. I'd say they're not that big, but they can definitely destroy a tire or two if you're not careful. So depending on what road you're going down and what area of Tucson you're in, some roads are better than others. And going along with that, I feel like a lot of times they'll pave a road, and then within like a year, sometimes way less, they will start new construction. So then you have all the big trucks driving around, you just have like tons and tons of traffic. And then it's like the road isn't even new anymore.
We need to put a new stoplight right here. Like, oh my gosh, like who at city planning didn't see this coming? But I know things are always gonna change. That's gonna happen in every city. But like too often we're seeing like, we really want Irvington to get fixed. Irvington's one of the roads that we use all the time, and Houghton's right around the corner, and they've torn up like Houghton like 3 times since they've repaved it, and even just like north of Irvington on Houghton is a total wreck right now too.
We've been waiting over 10 years for them to fix Irvington, and here they come just filling these gigantic potholes instead of just redoing the road. But whatever, I'll get off my little rant.
Done with the complaining on that one. All right.
What do you think? One more each?
I think one more each. Okay. One more each. All right.
Ooh.
Oh, this is a good
fun one.
Yeah, here we go. Wildlife encounters while showing homes. So specific to why we've been out, showing homes with people.
Yeah, because people ask us about the wildlife all the time, like, oh, you have snakes there, oh, you have scorpions, like what is the wildlife there? So, we can definitely speak to that, all the time, and we do in a lot of our videos, especially like our pros and cons of different areas. Usually wildlife makes the list for both pros and cons. So I'd say fun ones that I've seen. I've been here my whole life, like I said, and I've seen pictures of bobcats, I've seen videos of bobcats, but I have never seen one personally until about a year ago. I was showing a house in Green Valley, and this house had view fencing, which is like the wrought iron fencing behind it, so you can actually like look right out instead of looking at like a solid block wall. And there was a wash back there, and I just saw a cute little bobcat just prancing along through the wash, so that was a lot of fun. Definitely see javelina quite often while I'm out showing homes. Definitely seen some spiders and some scorpions. Not too frequently, thank goodness. I'm definitely not a fan of spiders. I have not seen like snakes or anything while I've been showing homes, so I feel like I've been pretty lucky on that.
They're usually out first thing in the morning or in the evening, like right after sundown, maybe right before sundown, depending on how hot it is, how cold. They don't love the heat. They're not necessarily nocturnal, but they definitely hide out the middle of the day.
Yeah, I'd say I definitely see a lot of fun birds too. You'll see like a mix of different hummingbirds and cardinals. So yeah, I've seen quite a bit of wildlife actually showing homes,
finches,
and for the most
hawks,
part,
owls.
it's all been good.
Yeah.
All right, you ready for your last question? Here, we'll really mix it up here. We have no idea what's gonna happen. Ooh, so we kind of talked about this already. So do we want to?
We did.
Let's do a new question.
Here, show them real quick.
Best Mexican food.
All right, I'm gonna pick El Charro in the Sabino Canyon or the Ventana Canyon area.
Okay.
So
we'll do another one though, just
that's
because
my favorite.
I feel like we did that. Ooh, can we both answer this one? Favorite steakhouse. That's a good one.
Okay, you go.
This varies depending on the day and my mood for the most part, but I really love Charro del Rey downtown.
Oh,
That's
what I was gonna say.
I love their steaks. We've been to multiple places though that have great steaks.
It's
so
about
that's
atmosphere
kind of a tough
too,
one,
right? I mean,
yeah.
you definitely want a good quality steak if you're gonna spend the time to go out and pay for a steak dinner.
If you like to drink, they have a great jalapeno margarita too, like one of my favorites. They just have such great options there overall, and they do have Mexican food as well. So their steaks though, I feel like are almost unmatched.
Yeah, and I'd like to get a jalapeno margarita while I'm there. I definitely like things spicy. And then
like
I mentioned, like kind of like the atmosphere too. Like it's a nice, pleasant atmosphere. And then like when we've gone there on like a couple date nights, like it's in downtown Tucson.
Yeah,
so
and just walk around.
Yeah, we'll literally just walk out. We'll go have a drink somewhere else. See what's going on in the area.
Go check out like
Scoop
the local
ice cream.
Yep, that's what I was gonna say. Check out the murals downtown. There are beautiful murals all around Tucson, but you'll find a lot of them in the downtown area too. So those are fun to check out.
Yeah, I love the downtown Tucson nightlife, especially if you know kind of the main like areas to go walk to and from, and over to 4th Ave too. I mean, there's a lot more of the party kind of life on 4th Ave. So going
a little past that now.
Yeah, but I mean, if you want to go see
fun.
like some local concerts, like you're usually going to be able to find like some local band playing at one of the like bars and restaurants over on 4th
And sometimes
Ave.
we'll get some decent concerts down there too. So we've gone down there for some bigger names that we were surprised were playing there. So
yeah,
you never know. All right, so we covered a lot of questions and answers, but as always, like if you have any other questions about moving to Tucson, you're just visiting here and you want to know our favorite place to hike or eat or stay, any of that, like definitely feel free to reach out to us. Drop a question in the comments, and hey, you may end up on our next video. You never know. But yeah, if you or someone you know is thinking about moving to or from Tucson, Arizona, we would love to be the ones to help. Give us a call, shoot us a text or an email so we can help you make that smooth move. And if you haven't already, make sure that you like, subscribe, and tap that bell for notifications so Dustin and I can keep you updated on the current market in Tucson, Arizona.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll have new videos out for you soon.
See you next time.